Welcome to Mount Logan Middle School, where our mission is to ensure that all students leave our school ready to create a positive future for themselves and their community. This will require that all students learn the essential skills, knowledge, and dispositions they will need to be successful. Thus, high levels of learning is our ultimate goal. Let's get to know our school. Mount Logan Middle School boasts a diverse population of around 1,300 students, 40% of which come from culturally diverse backgrounds. About 63% come from households that qualify for free or reduced lunch. Our students are awesome, and you will love working with them. First, we'd like you to know our team of administrators: Principal Daryl Guyman, Assistant Principal Doug Beach, and Assistant Principal Paul Wagner. Please feel free to approach any of them with questions, concerns, or compliments. Now let's go over some logistical issues and expectations that will help you feel prepared for your work. Your first challenge will be getting familiar with our time clock. Here are some guidelines. First, make sure to clock in and clock out on time. We will check the time clock regularly, and if we notice any inconsistencies or issues, you will need to speak with an administrator to clear that up. If the time clock doesn't work for whatever reason, write your arrival and departure time on the clipboard. Be sure to clock out for your lunch breaks. And most importantly, you should never exceed your weekly hours. Let's review the protocol for taking time off. All time off is unpaid. More than 5 days missed in a full year of school is considered excessive and could be considered grounds for termination. Planned time off should be cleared in advance with an administrator. Be sure to call in before 8:15 a.m. if you are sick or unable to come to work due to an emergency. Also, take care to notify an administrator and any teacher or faculty members you work with if you are missing work. Here are some of our expectations for you as an employee of Mount Logan Middle School. First, be professional. Please dress professionally and always adhere to the Mount Logan Middle School dress code. You can review the dress code on page 3 of the Student Handbook, which you can find under the Students tab of the school website. Here are some dress code regulations that you should be mindful of. No hats or hoodies. Shorts and skirts need to go down to the knees, and shirts need to have sleeves. You are welcome to use a laptop or a cell phone, but you should only use them to support your work and not for personal things. If you have questions or concerns, please direct them to an administrator. Administrators at Mount Logan Middle School are committed to a positive work environment, and you should never feel like your concerns are not important. Finally, be sure to use appropriate positive language at all times, especially when you are talking to or about specific students. It's also important to be ethical. Form positive relationships with faculty and students, but be sure to maintain appropriate and safe distance. Never be in a closed room alone with a student. Make sure that if you are conferencing with a student alone, that the door is open, or that there are other students or faculty members within earshot. It would be inappropriate to exchange personal messages, texts, emails, or communicate casually via social networks. Personal information about faculty and students should not be shared outside of the school. This includes personal contact information. Be careful with any conversations you might have with family members and friends about the work you do here. Finally, a word about abuse. If you have reason to believe that a student has been abused, you must report it immediately to an administrator. Even if a student asks you not to tell anyone, or if you're not sure whether the student is joking, you are required by law to report the abuse. Don't postpone reporting. Do it as soon as you can. Our best employees are productive. Understand your specific job duties and ensure that they are performed effectively. Take initiative. Use your personal talents and ingenuity to make a difference. Finally, remember to work as a team. Stay in constant communication with administration, teachers, and other staff to improve student learning. Almost done. Just a few more ideas to help you truly shine this year as an employee at Mount Logan Middle School. Every employee here at our school will have the opportunity to interact with students. If you are helping a student gain the knowledge, skills, and dispositions that will help them be successful, we encourage you to build self-advocacy and self-efficacy rather than dependence. Doing the hard work of teaching a child how to do the math will serve him in the long run much better than doing the math for him. This also applies to improving behavior. At Mount Logan Middle School, we believe that misbehavior will be viewed as an opportunity for individual problem solving and preparation for the real world. Try to coach misbehaving students to solve their own problems rather than fixing a problem for them or immediately punishing them. Another key habit that we would like all of our employees to utilize this year is to praise effectively. At Mount Logan Middle School, we praise the process, not the person. Research has shown that if you praise a student directly by calling her smart, she is less likely to take on a new challenge because she might not be as successful and won't appear as smart. However, if you praise the process by saying something like, "Wow, that must have taken a good amount of focus to finish that problem," or "That's what I call determination," or "Man, you must have been working hard," the student will develop a sense of self-efficacy and is more likely to accept challenging tasks in the future. One key to truly building self-efficacy in our students is recognizing and celebrating success. Success breeds success. Here at Mount Logan Middle School, we try to create opportunities for win streaks. Sometimes these wins need to start small for some of our lower performing or poorly behaving students. Helping a student celebrate even something small, such as a full class period with 0 incidences of disruptive behavior, or reminding them to check off a box on their tracker when they turn in an assignment, will help the student feel successful, which will lead to more success. At the same time, students need to learn to practice failure and respond appropriately. The number one indicator of a student who will be successful has nothing to do with race, gender, IQ, family income, or anything of the sort. The number one indicator is grit or resiliency. How likely is a student to get back on the horse after he's been knocked off? That's the work we do here. We encourage kids to get back on the horse and fail as many times as it takes until they figure out how to do it successfully. Remember the word yet. Use it anytime a student tells you that they aren't good at something or they don't like something. For example, if a student tells you that they don't like to read, quickly interject yet. You may not like it yet, but you will. Then help them to learn the skills they will need to feel successful at reading. This is a hard job. Oftentimes, students will seem disinterested or even rude. It will be easy to feel discouraged and want to give up on a kid. We can't let that happen. We need to stay positive. For a lot of students, we are the only hope they have to truly create a positive future for themselves and their community, which of course is our mission. Thank you for your contribution to this worthy cause. We hope you have a fantastic year.